I like how it just rolls off of it. You don't even have to tighten it. It's crazy. Huh. I thought you want to put something on there for strength, but it's just rolls right the hell off of it. Sometimes I think there's a little grease on that plastic and it drives that clamp off of it. There. I think I got her. Finally. Now, let's get the throttle cable back together here. So there's that. Set up the camera here. Okay. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, the Duke boys are thinking, oh, never mind. Okay. Huh. That's weird. Probably. Oh, I see. Never mind. Never mind. Put that in there. And then we'll fold this up. And then we'll put that in there first, like that. Make sure both sides are in. There we go. And we'll throw the in there like so. And I'll find out. Oh, it does fit. Okay, good. Thought for a second it wasn't going to fit. I can see that cable like that, maybe a little bit. And then I forget to grab my wrenches, didn't I? Oh yeah, I guess you gotta forget something a couple times a day. I'm gonna grab a new cover right away. wrenches. They're all gone. Okay, let's make sure this thing's adjusted kind of right. Okay, what I want here is I want some slack. Because if we adjust the idle down, it's going to pull back on this and I'm not going to have no slack. So let's bring this down a little bit. Just a little slack in there. So you get room for idle. There we go. I think we can survive with that. I got a new throttle cable coming and I'll swap that out at a later time. But to keep this process rolling, I got so much stuff. I have to put a Hemi and a duster that we're going to do a video on. And a Plymouth Duster 71. Might have a 50 Chevy that I got to put a big block in there yet. Who knows? I don't know for sure. Okay. So there's that. Okay, so how does that work? Okay, we have a little bit of slop, just a little bit there. I would say that's working beautiful. Okay. I was lubing from the top with the 3-in-1 oil, the really thin oil shit, because you don't want anything thicker in there, because in the winter time, then the throttle won't move. It'll stick on you. Some people have asked me what they should use. Let's see, one more inspection. That looks like that's all together fine, so let's, okay, the seal on there. Okay, it doesn't take one. Okay, sometimes they got an O-ring seal that goes on there. Okay. And we got 2 screws. I don't know what the second one's for, but I know what this one's for. Check the throttle. Feels good, sounds good. Okay, so it must be good. Maybe. Okay, now we got the choke cable to deal with. So let's go back to the other side again now. Throttle looks good. '71 Challenger under there. If you look at my channel, you know, and stuff, that's a Hemi Challenger. If you go through my videos, you'll see it's on there. 1971 5.7 Hemi I got in there. Alright. get this thing out of the way. Okay. Let's get some light over here. Alright, so here we go with the choke. As soon as I figure out where I can mount the camera. I'm so busy thinking about the choke. Got the choke all the way out. And then I look at the pill. I call this the pill. And I don't like it, so the carburetor came with a new one. Okay. Obviously I left it on that side again. So let's have 2 sets of wrenches, one for each side of the thing. You could lose it like really crazy. Wait, that's going to be a 12 millimeter, I think, not a 10. 10, 11, and 12. Must be this one. Oh, yeah. Should have got a new choke cable, but kind of sucks that I didn't. But got the new throttle cable coming, and that throttle cable is actually working really well. There's no bind, no nothing there. Okay, so I put the pill inside the carburetor. That makes sense. I'm just gotta figure out. I'm gonna pull this end off. First, what we gotta do, probably take the spring back and then pull that back, and then that all comes apart. You gotta be careful, the spring will shoot off, and then you take this piece off. Okay, that just pops off. It's busted anyway, so it popped off real easy. And you want to make sure you put the same carburetor pill back in there. And drop that in that old carburetor. Drop that in that old carburetor. Okay. So what we want to do first, this is the new dust boot. I'm going to pull the old one off. Why is that one way up there? You know what? I'm just going to leave that one on there, although that's the old one. I'm going to put the new one down below. Like this. Usually you can put some grease on it and it'll help aid. It's like putting a spark plug boot on. So we'll just roll that up there a little bit. I'm going to leave that old one up there. If anything, it'll help deter some of the moisture off of there, maybe. Normally I would pull that off there, but I want to leave it there. Then the next step is we put this new retainer on, and that's expandable, so you should be able to ride it on there somehow, hopefully it don't break. Come on, baby. Maybe that's why the other one was busted. Maybe somebody replaced it long ago, and because you got to get it up in that groove. That's weird. Now what are we gonna do here? Can't get that dang thing on. Looks like it's not the right size. It's quite possible that's why that other one was busted. What are we gonna do here? Talk about running into trouble here all of a sudden. I don't think that sucker's the right size. Nothing obstructing it. That is weird. So what do I do? Let's see. Suppose I could drill it out a little bit, but then I don't think I have a choice. Okay, I gotta put this thing on pause. Okay, so crisis diverted. I took a drill bit, drilled the end out flat so I could bore this out, and I turned it by hand until I had it all bored out. Okay, so again I took a drill bit and made it flat on the end. I don't know if you can see that kind of there, because I had to do that. So because I don't know if you can see it in there. Let's see, I'm trying to get that just right. But it's got a flat bottom where the cable bottoms out on, so the cable don't pull through. So that bottom has to stay flat. I wish there was a better way of showing it to you here. There you go, maybe you can kind of see it now. See that? So to keep that flat, if I kept the round tip on the drill bit, it would drill through that before I could get to the bottom of the bore. Okay, so I had to bore it out with that. So I had to wreck a drill bit in order to save the day. So now you slide that dust cover boot on, which I did there, you can see. Then you go to work and shove your cable through here. Now, hopefully with a little luck, she pushes all the way down that groove, which it did. Perfect. Okay. Then, so now it's all the way down to the groove. Now you can push your dust cover back on, just like that. There, just like downtown. Yeah, I had to wreck a drill bit to make it happen, but sometimes you gotta make your own tools to survive. I've done that several times. Now you put the choke spring in there, like so. Then the pill has to go in there. This is where it can get tricky a little bit. Because what's gotta happen here, and I don't know if it's gonna happen. I got that choke all the way open. I do. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. There's two ways of doing this. No way or the only way. Somehow I need to repel this spring. I've done it. Dang it. Well, what's going to happen is that, I'm going to explain it to you and then I'm going to have to knock the camera down for a minute. This has to go in there like that. And then that goes and it gets locked in there. And that spring keeps it locked in there then. Okay? So we'll take it back out, which it popped out. And somehow, let's see, what would be the best? I'm sorry, I gotta quit this video right now because I got somebody coming in. So, I'm gonna have to pause this. Alright. My disruption is gone. Anyway, what you do, how to replace this, you pull back the spring with your fingernail as far as you can so the top of this cable and this cable retainer is sticking out. Then you take this pill, I call it, and you have it sideways so you can shove it into that hole. And then you turn it. Okay? You turn it back out. So, yeah, I don't have nothing exact. So you grab this pill and you got it sideways, this way instead of this way. You have it this way. I hope you can understand what I'm trying to say. Put the spring on the cable, you know, and pull back the spring with your fingernail and hold it, you know. Then take this piece, you see that hole there? And then that's a ball on the end, so then you take this piece instead of, it's this way now, you have it the opposite way, like a cross. Push that on there and then you turn this and then you release the spring. I do it again, but how many times can you do it? You know, let's move this project forward, I say. Okay, now we'll shove that right into the hole of the choke area there, which you probably can't see now. It just shoves right into that hole, like so. And then you tighten up that plastic retainer, okay? Sometimes that's harder than what it looks. And I set my 12mm down, and now I don't know where I put it. Great. Okay, it's right where I put it, I guess. I left that dust boot on there. That's the old one. I can cut that off too with a little razor blade without hurting the cable. But I'm going to just leave it like that. Oh no. What now here? Okay, yeah, that's one thing I'm doing wrong. You have to put the choke on. So it releases tension from this thing. Oh, these shorty wrenches are so fat. How am I going to tighten that up? Yeah, I got to see once if I got a different wrench here. Suppose I grabbed the wrong size. I'm sure I did. Oh yeah. Absolutely. I'm trying these SAE wrenches instead of metric because they might be thinner. Yeah, that one. Maybe I gotta go back to that other one. Well, we're up to 1/2 inch in standard American here. And that fits really loose. Oh, how am I gonna tighten that up now, huh? Okay, let's grab the Craftsman 12mm if I got one here. This is a little thinner. I guess what we're going to do is we're going to do one thing here. We're going to move this dust boot back up. There. That might aid in assembly here. Huh. Looks like you guys can't even see what the heck I'm doing here. Well, trying to get that plastic nuts. Back in the 60s there was brass, another cheap plastic. So now it makes it twice as hard to put it together. Okay, well that ain't gonna work either. Oh, if I can just get that baby started, I'd be home free. Huh, how am I gonna do that? Okay, well that ain't gonna work that way. Okay, well anyway, I gotta screw that together. I gotta move this all. Alright, I got it in. So on the next video, we'll tune her up. So thank you, and please like and subscribe, and you'll get updates every time we do another video on this thing. Thank you. Please subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.